Okay, so this week's reading was chapter 5, which was talking about the future of civil resistance, and it was also the last chapter of the book, which is crazy. It was really interesting to kind of delve into the successful and unsuccessful campaigns. I think the numbers were like from 1900 to like 2020. I could be wrong. Maybe it was 2019. It was really interesting. I wrote some things down that like only 50% of nonviolent campaigns succeeded during this time frame, which to me was like kind of a discouraging number. I don't know why. I guess I'm very optimistic. But it did help change my mindset a little bit more to read that only 26% of violent campaigns achieved like the change that they wanted to make. And so I guess it's encouraging to see that, with such a difference in success rates, that there really is a viable argument for nonviolent campaigns, not just morally, but also on paper, logistically. But it was also kind of sad because I read that there's been a decline in campaigns like on both sides, not peaceful, violent or nonviolent. And it was really interesting to see that like in the last like decade, there's only been like 34% of nonviolent campaigns being successful. And then so that number dropped from 50 to 34. And then for the number of violent campaigns that succeeded, it dropped from 26 to 9%. So that's super interesting to see. I don't know, I would love to dive in more into that, because there's so many different arguments that could be expressed. For example, people could say that, people are becoming more and more stuck in their ways and resistant to change because of maybe like a bit of burnout from all of the civil resistance movements they've experienced in their lifetime. Or perhaps someone could argue that like the big champion causes have already been championed for. I don't personally agree with that, but I want to go more into why. Anyways, so it was really interesting. I think one of the factors that the book talks about was like the social political dynamics, just between, a lot more people are able to become more wealthy. It's not just like a ruling class anymore, and how that affects the way that politics and policy change is made, both within the United States and without, with the whole world. So, yep.